Paris Wrestling Hall, October 1971. A female wrestler, 6 feet 0 inches, 210 pounds, French national champion, looks at Bruce Lee and says, "Men always underestimate women fighters. You probably think size and gender give you advantage. Prove it." Bruce, 5 feet 7 inches, 140 pounds, responds, "I don't underestimate anyone, but if you want a test, I'm willing." What happens in the next 11 seconds doesn't just put a national champion in a submission hold. It makes her say, "Teach me that," and leads to 6 months of training together. And it starts with a challenge nobody expected. But first, you need to understand Marguerite La Force Dubois. Paris, France, October 9th, 1971. Saturday evening, 7 p.m. Salle de Lutte Parisienne. Paris Wrestling Hall. Historic venue, built 1890s, traditional French wrestling, Greco-Roman style, professional competitions, your national championships. This was prestigious, this was serious. Marguerite La Force Dubois, 29 years old, 6 feet 0 inches, 210 pounds, female wrestler, professional, French national champion. 3 consecutive years. Undefeated in women's division, 34 wins, 0 losses, dominant, powerful, technical, perfect. She was a phenomenon. Female wrestling was rare in 1971, not accepted widely, not respected, not considered legitimate sport. But Marguerite didn't care. She competed. She won. She proved women could be elite athletes, elite wrestlers, elite competitors. Her physical presence was intimidating. 210 pounds. Solid muscle. Years of training. Strength training. Wrestling training. Conditioning. She could lift grown men, could throw them, could submit them. She'd proven it, multiple times, in demonstrations, in mixed-gender exhibition matches, and she beat men, regularly. Tonight was special demonstration, international martial arts showcase, different styles, different countries, judo, karate, boxing, wrestling, kung fu, all represented, all demonstrating, showing their systems, sharing knowledge. Marguerite was demonstrating French wrestling, Greco-Roman techniques, throws, pins, submissions, beautiful technique, powerful execution. The crowd of 300 spectators applauded, respectful, impressed. She was legitimate champion, legitimate athlete. Bruce Lee was also demonstrating. Earlier slot, 6 p.m. His demonstration, speed techniques, 1-inch punch, philosophy of combat. The crowd went wild. Standing ovation, they'd never seen anything like it. Kung Fu presented differently. Modern, efficient, explosive. After demonstrations, reception area, fighters mingling, networking, and sharing experiences, comparing techniques. Bruce was talking with judo practitioners, comparing grappling principles, discussing leverage, timing, position. Marguerite approached, direct, confident. "You're Bruce Lee, the Kung Fu demonstrator." "Yes." "And you're Marguerite Dubois, the wrestler. Your demonstration was excellent, real power, real technique." "Thank you. I watched your demonstration too. Impressive speed, impressive strikes, but I noticed something." "What?" "All striking, no grappling, no ground fighting. What happens when someone takes you down? Gets you on ground? Your strikes don't work there." Bruce smiled. "True. Strikes are less effective on ground. But getting me to ground isn't simple. Staying on top once there isn't guaranteed." Marguerite raised an eyebrow. "You think you could defend against wrestler? Against someone trained specifically in takedowns? In ground control?" "I think I could make it difficult. Very difficult." "Men always say that. Then I'd take them down in seconds. Size matters. Weight matters. Leverage matters. I'm 210 pounds. You're what, 140? About that. But technique can overcome size. Timing can overcome weight. Understanding can overcome strength. Prove it." What Bruce said next surprised everyone. Bruce considered. You're serious? You want to grapple? Test wrestling versus kung fu? Yes, not for ego, for knowledge. I want to know if your techniques work against wrestler, against someone who specializes in what you say you can defend. Fair test, educational for both of us. The conversation attracted attention. Other fighters gathered, listening. An interested, female wrestler challenging kung fu instructor. This was unusual, interesting, educational. What rules? Bruce asked. Grappling only, no strikes, pure wrestling versus defensive grappling. First person to achieve submission hold wins, clean submission, technical submission. Agreed? Agreed. But one condition? What? We both learn from this, win or lose. We discuss what worked, what didn't, why. Share knowledge, not just compete, educate. Marguerite extended her hand. Deal. I like that. Knowledge over ego. They shook. Firm grip, mutual respect. Both serious athletes, both serious martial artists, both committed to learning. The wrestling hall had a practice mat, smaller than competition mat, but adequate, 20 feet square, padded, safe. They moved there. The crowd of 300 followed. This was unexpected, unplanned, but fascinating. Marguerite wore her wrestling outfit, tank top, wrestling shorts, professional gear. Bruce wore his demonstration clothes, black pants, rolled up, no shirt, ready. The size difference was stark. Marguerite was 6 feet 0 inches, 210 pounds, broad shoulders, thick arms, powerful legs. Years of strength training visible. Bruce was 5 feet 7 inches, 140 pounds, lean, defined. But significantly smaller, 70 pounds lighter, 5 inches shorter. Every physical measurement favored Marguerite. A judo instructor volunteered to referee. Rules clear, grappling only. First clean submission wins, no strikes, no eye gouges, no groin attacks. Keep it technical, keep it safe. Ready? Both nodded. Begin. What happened in the next 11 seconds shocked 300 witnesses. Seconds 1 to 3. Marguerite moved first. A professional wrestler approach. Closed distance. Went for collar tie. Upper body control. Standard Greco-Roman wrestling. Established grips. Control posture. Set up throw. Her hands reached for Bruce's neck, going to pull him in. Use her size, her strength, her 70-pound advantage. Bruce's hands came up, met hers, but didn't resist, didn't push back, just touched, light touch. Redirected her hands, slightly offline, not blocking, guiding. Marguerite adjusted, tried different grip. Underhook, going for his arm, control the body, basic wrestling principle. Bruce's body turned, small rotation, made the underhook attempt miss. Not by much, just enough. Marguerite was grabbing air. Seconds 4 to 7. Marguerite changed tactics, went low, shoot for legs, double leg takedown, classic wrestling, use speed, use commitment. I drive through, take him down. This was her specialty, this always worked. She shot in, fast, really fast. Professional technique, championship-level execution. Bruce's hips moved back, small movement, timed perfectly. Marguerite's hands reached empty space. His legs weren't there. Then Bruce did something unexpected, as Marguerite was extended, committed to the takedown, off balance. He stepped to the side. His arm came around, not striking, controlling. Light pressure on her extended arm, guiding her momentum, using her own force. Seconds 8 to 11. Marguerite felt her balance disappear, her takedown attempt, her committed forward motion, suddenly working against her. She was going down, not from Bruce's force, from her own momentum, redirected. She hit the mat, on her back, not hard, controlled, but on her back, a disadvantaged position for wrestler. Bruce followed, not heavily, not forcefully, just flowing with the motion. His arm came across her neck, light pressure, Perfect angle, his legs positioned, controlling her body, not with strength, with position, with leverage. Triangle choke, jiu-jitsu submission, arms and legs creating triangle around neck, cutting blood flow, not air, blood, to the brain. Technical submission. Marguerite felt it immediately, the pressure, the control. She tried to escape, tried to use her strength. Her 210 pounds couldn't. The position was perfect, the leverage was perfect. The more she pushed, the tighter it became. She tapped 3 times on Bruce's leg. Universal submission signal. I give up, you win, release. Bruce released immediately, stood up, offered his hand. 11 seconds, side from start to submission. The wrestling hall was silent. 300 people, frozen, processing. They'd just watched a French national champion, female wrestler, 210 pounds, undefeated, get submitted in 11 seconds by a man 70 pounds lighter, using technique she'd never seen. Marguerite lay on the mat for a moment, not hurt, not injured, just processing. She'd been submitted, cleanly, technically, perfectly, by someone smaller, someone lighter, someone using completely different system. She took Bruce's hand, let him pull her up, stood facing him, the size difference still obvious, but less relevant now. What was that? She asked. That submission, that control, that's not kung fu, that's not what you demonstrated earlier. That's jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu principles, ground fighting, leverage-based grappling. They're different from wrestling, different focus. I've never felt anything like that. The pressure, the control, I couldn't escape. My strength didn't matter, my size didn't matter. How? Because the position creates the submission, not strength. Position, leverage, angle. Your 210 pounds became disadvantage, more weight pressing into the choke, more force working against you. Marguerite looked at the crowd, at the 300 witnesses, at her reputation as undefeated wrestler, then back at Bruce. Teach me that, the crowd murmured. French national champion, asking to learn, from challenger who just submitted her. This was unexpected. This was character. Bruce smiled. I'm in Paris for 3 more days if you're serious. I'll teach you principles. Introduction, foundation. You can build from there. I'm serious. You very serious. The next morning, Sunday, 9 a.m. private wrestling hall. Just Bruce and Marguerite. No crowd, no pressure, just learning. Bruce taught principles, not just the triangle choke, the concepts behind it. Position before submission, leverage over strength, patience over aggression, technical superiority over physical dominance. Marguerite was an excellent student, athletic, coordinated, strong, and most importantly, humble, willing to learn, willing to question her assumptions, willing to accept that her wrestling, while excellent, was incomplete. Wrestling focuses on pins, Bruce explained. Controlling opponent from top, holding them down. That's the goal. Jiu-jitsu focuses on submissions. Controlling opponent from any position, bottom, top, side, doesn't matter, ending the fight with joint lock or choke. You have a different goal, different strategy. But I'm stronger, Marguerite said. I can overpower most opponents, use my size, my strength. That's my advantage. Against other wrestlers, yes. Against people who fight the same way. Your strength is advantage, but against someone who understands leverage, who uses your strength against you. Your power becomes liability. More force you apply, more energy you waste, more openings you create. They trained for 3 days, 6 hours each day. Bruce showing techniques, Marguerite practicing, applying, questioning, understanding. By day 3, Marguerite could execute basic submissions, arm bars, chokes, escapes, not perfectly but competently. Understanding the principles, seeing the possibilities. This changes everything, she said, my entire wrestling career. I thought I knew grappling. I knew wrestling, but wrestling is subset. Jiu-jitsu is complete system, ground fighting, submissions, everything. Wrestling is excellent, Bruce corrected. Perfect for what it's designed for. Takedowns, pins, top control. But incomplete for submissions, for bottom game, for different contexts. Neither system is complete alone. Together, they complement. Over the next 6 months, Marguerite integrated everything, traveled to Brazil, trained with jiu-jitsu masters, learned properly, deeply, completely, added submissions to her wrestling, became more complete grappler. 1972. She won her 4th consecutive French national championship, but differently. More submissions, more technical victories, less relying on strength alone, more relying on position, leverage, technique. Commentators noted the change. Marguerite's wrestling has evolved, more complete, more technical. She's not just pinning opponents, she's submitting them, quickly, efficiently, beautifully. When Bruce died in 1973, Marguerite sent flowers to the funeral, handwritten note. You showed me in 11 seconds that I didn't know everything, then spent 3 days teaching me what I was missing. That's what great teachers do. Thank you. Rest in peace. October 1971. A Paris wrestling hall. 300 witnesses. 11 seconds that changed a champion's trajectory. The lesson isn't that Bruce Lee was better than Marguerite Dubois. Different systems, different strengths, different contexts. The lesson is about completeness and humility. Marguerite was French national champion, undefeated, 34-0. She had every reason to believe her wrestling was sufficient, every reason to be confident, every reason to assume. But she tested her assumptions, challenged someone from different system, different approach. And when that test revealed gaps, revealed limitations, revealed incomplete understanding, she didn't make excuses, didn't blame, didn't deny. She asked to learn. Teach me that. 3 words. That changed everything. 3 words that separated champion from truly great athlete. The willingness to remain student, even at the peak, even as national champion, even as undefeated wrestler. Bruce's response was perfect too. Not gloating, not celebrating victory, offering to teach, offering to share, offering to help her become more complete. That's what great martial artists do. They don't hoard knowledge, they share it, they elevate others. 300 witnesses learned too, and learned that size doesn't guarantee victory. That strength isn't enough alone. That technique can overcome physical advantages. That different systems have different strengths. That complete fighters understand multiple systems. Marguerite went on to win more championships, but as different fighter, more complete fighter, better fighter, not despite learning from Bruce. Because of learning from Bruce, that's legacy. That's impact. 11 seconds changed one champion. 6 months of training transformed her. 4 more years of championships proved the transformation. That's what happens when ego dies and learning lives. Bruce Lee said, knowing is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do. October 1971. Marguerite Dubois was willing to test, willing to challenge, willing to learn. That willingness, that openness, and that humility. Those qualities made her great, not just good, great. 11 seconds showed her limitations, 3 days gave her tools, 6 months made her complete, 4 more years proved the transformation. But it started with willingness. Willingness to say, I don't know everything, teach me. Most champions can't do that. Most undefeated athletes can't admit gaps, can't accept limitations, can't request teaching. Their ego won't allow it. Their pride prevents it. Their record makes them arrogant. Marguerite was different, 34-0, national champion, 3 consecutive years, still humble enough to learn, still open enough to change, still willing enough to grow. That's rare. That's special. That's why she went on to win more, achieve more, become more. 300 witnesses told the story. And about the day French wrestling met Brazilian Jiu-jitsu. About the day national champion became student. About the day strength met technique. About the day ego lost and learning won. 11 seconds, one submission, one request. Teach me that. One transformation, one legacy. Be like water, my friend.